Because I know you're going to say something to me about it. I'm going to fix your
make
hair.
me look pretty first. Before anything gets filmed. What is happening? Jordan and Matt asked me to compose the main theme, and that was part of the first draft that I sent them 5 months later, and this is the final draft. Obviously way less electronic, but sort of the same basic musical idea. It looks like a lot. There's a lot of tracks, but it's a lot of doubling, and ultimately it's pretty simple. It's just sort of 3 parts and 5 main chunks. The first is there's still some synths in there, just a few that sort of provide this backing ambience. Next up, there's a bunch of traditional folk instruments from all around the world, really. NTCU is obviously a fake fantasy world, so I didn't want any of the instrumentation to sound geographically specific to any one place in our world. Of course, there are lots and lots of sound effects, about 50% samples and 50% recordings. Good job. Each character also has their own little sound effect. So Graven's chains are some shower curtain rings, and Orba's pendulum thing is my cat's cage creaking the door. And then all the way up here, we have a ton of percussion. So for those main taiko hits, they didn't really have the punch that I wanted, so I emailed everyone in the cast and asked them to record grunts and breaths and stuff, and I lined them all up, and they sound like this. And then when you add the taiko back in, and then lastly, of course, we have the orchestra. My buddy Sean Davare played violin. Let's do it one more time with the 2 slides there.
Yeah, let me get it better.
We recorded this with 2 microphones, so that one was very, very close and picked up all the details, while the other was a little bit further away, and that picked up the reverb in the room to sort of add this ethereal quality to the violin part.
Achilles.
And then it all just kind of comes together at the end. You have this synthetic choir playing the basic chord progression in the background. You add in the orchestra section, which is playing this kind of punk rock bass line thing. I actually had this on guitar originally, but it sounded way too much like a bad 2000s metal song. Then you put in some drums. You had about 30 layers of Sean playing violin. And then last but not least, you add the sound effects and synths and everything. And you get a theme song. yourself as catcalling Saphira?
Hey, I like it. I accept catcalls from wolves only.
Ooh!
Oh, look at that sexy bow lady.
It's so cute. You're ruining it.
Fuck you!